Hey yogis, and welcome. Tutorial Tuesday is back. So today's tutorial is going to be on wheel pose. Go ahead, grab yourself a couple of blocks, find a spot at the wall. If you want to do this with me, if you're just watching for kicks, then it doesn't matter where you are. We're going to have fun either way. So in the last video I posted, it was called Energizer, I believe Energizer. I led a class that got us into wheel. We did a Dhanurasana, we did some chest opening, we did some quad opening, some hip flexor stuff, and got us into a bow pose and then a wheel pose. What I wanted to share today is there are many different ways to do wheel if a full wheel, hands on the floor in the middle of the room, is impractical and just not in your wheelhouse right now. So the couple of blocks is for what we're going to do right now. If you want to practice this with me, I would definitely suggest a warm-up, maybe go over to that Energizer class, check it out, get to the point where you get to wheel, and then come back here. I don't know. I don't need to orchestrate it for you, but I would say doing this cold is probably not a great idea. So traditionally, wheel is done on the floor. Hands come in, right? Fingertips towards your shoulders, elbows in, all of that, and we go up. Well, traditionally, sometimes that doesn't work, right? So we have props, we might as well use them. So if going into wheel on the floor is not a thing that you're game to do or that your shoulders want to do, you can grab a couple of blocks. Here's the first way to do it. Right? And you're just going to take the blocks to the wall. So I've got my mat already set. I've got all of this going. We've got Memphis napping next door. It's good to have you back, buddy. All right, so you want this to be shoulder distance slightly wider than. When you get upside down, you'll know if the blocks are in close to your ears, it's going to be no good because you're going to be here. You want to give yourself some space. So shoulder distance probably slightly wider, but you'll get a feel for what works for you. So when you lay down, head toward the wall, and in between the blocks here, take the heel of your hands. So the heels of your hands are going to come to the block. Fingertips still point back toward your shoulders, but they wrap around the front of the block. So this gives us a little extra height, which gives more space for the shoulders and the chest, and it makes this a little bit more accessible, right? So it's the same idea, hands where they are in their placement, and then elbows in, arm bones back, just like we always do, what I try to get everybody to do. And then you push into your feet, lift your hips, elbows in, arm bones back, push onto the top of your head. Elbows in, arm bones back. It's like a broken record. You press into your hands and you can lift and press. Okay? There's one way to do it. If you have any questions or anything, drop a comment below. We can go a little bit deeper into it for the sake of time and just trying to show you what goes on. That's the first one we're doing. So the second one, and the only other one that I like to teach, is actually my favorite, but is slightly kind of harder to get into. So you want to spread your hands out super wide, and your thumb, like the tip of your thumb and the tip of your index finger, are going to come to the spot on the wall where the floor meets the wall, or where this quarter round meets the wall, depending on where you feel comfortable. So it's the same setup. So you're going to lay down, head toward the wall. This time, instead of there being blocks under your hands, you're going to take your thumb and your index finger either all the way to the floor. I've got this quarter round stuff, so it makes it a little bit more challenging, but that's okay. So now my fingertips point down, heels of my hands are on the wall, and my right hand is the same. It's just harder to see. Camera angle's a little wonky. But now your whole hand is pressing into the wall, thumb and index finger on the seam right where the wall meets the floor. Rest of the hand on the wall. Like if I said it 17 times yet. Okay, so now it's the same approach. I'm a big proponent of taking your time getting up into this. I used to hate that, man. Just let me get into wheel. I don't want to waste the time. It's super hard. Just let me go, boom, A to B. But no, there's like other things in between, right? So hands at the wall, elbows in, arm bones back, lift your hips. Now lift your hips higher than you think you need to. It seems silly, but you're going to do it anyway. Elbows in, shoulders back, press into the wall, lift onto the top of your head. Elbows in, shoulders back, push into your feet. You start to roll a little bit closer, chest toward the wall. Now push into the wall, press down, and you get to bring yourself up. Kerplunk. Okay? That's it. Those are my 2 absolute favorite ways to do it. Hands at the wall, I like a little bit more. It gives a little more rotation for me in my shoulders from all the stuff that I do. I tend to be really tight up there. So give both of these things a try, and then you can hit up regular wheel in the middle. If regular wheel is something you like to practice, see what these feel like, and then throw in a wheel on the floor. No big deal. So let me know what you think, which one you like better. We can argue in the comments. We're not going to argue in the comments, but let me know. Thanks for being here, and look for my next video coming up this Sunday. It's going to be a longer practice, less cues, nice kind of back to basics flow. I will see you there.